Is it worth 20,000 Sing dollars?
To me, yes.
Okay, welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm here with Nancy, and very first S-Work Aethos. A few of people have been asking me to film an Aethos, just that I can't find anyone. So Nancy, thank you so much for reaching out to me. Just now you were mentioning that you are a veteran. You are almost close to your 50s, almost the same age as my parents are.
Close to 60s.
Yeah. And you've only recently picked up cycling about 2 years ago.
Right.
So Nancy, thanks again for coming. If you could please introduce yourself.
Sure, I'm Nancy. Like what he mentioned, I'm close to 60 and I'm a COVID cyclist like a lot of your other cyclists here. I picked up in 2020 while I was back in Shanghai. Me and my husband actually work overseas, and he got me onto cycling after a couple of nasty falls over and over again, and after a few upgrades of bicycle, it was time for us to leave and go back to work overseas. And while I was overseas, I start to look for bicycle because I'm very short. Stand over is a problem, and I went into a buying frenzy and I fell in love with the sports while I'm there, which is why I splurged on my Aethos.
Right. For someone of your age, how sorry, I'm trying to think.
Okay.
How do you even think of cycling? Don't you think it's something that's very dangerous? You know, if you have a fall, it's going to be very bad. So what was the reason behind cycling?
Well, I have always been a very active and athletic person because other than cycling, I golf and I'm into any kind of sport activity. So cycling is something that I took up, or I cycled when we were in our teens, you know, East Coast Parkway. Everybody starts from there anyway. So when my husband took up the sport, he asked me to come along, and after a few nasty falls, I tell myself that I was very determined to actually be able to conquer cycling and control the bicycle. Took a few basic lessons from him at a connector, and now I must say that I'm not an expert, but at least I am able to cycle. And I would encourage actually all ladies especially, and senior ladies, to get out there and cycle, because you know, while cycling you can take in a lot of sights and sound, and it's very beautiful. If you can get your partner to cycle with you, it's even best. If you can go out as a family, it's even better, because those are quality family times that I think the current day family lacks.
I can't even get my fiance to cycle with me.
Yeah, I know why. It's because of the hot sun. You can see I'm very tan. Yeah.
So what was your very first bike? I mean, you said you started cycling. Was it a mountain bike, folding bike?
I started off with a run-down foldable bike, and when it comes to a slight slope, I basically have to get off the bike and push the bicycle. Right. So from there, I was very determined that, you know, I should get a better bike, because we were trying to climb slopes and I was being laughed at for pushing my bike. So the next one I went into was a very basic mountain bike. Fell a few times with it. You can see my bruise still there. Fell a few times, and then I tell myself, no, must be the bike's problem. Upgraded to a better mountain bike, and then I discovered that it's too heavy. So because it's hard for me to, and during that time, you know, COVID time, it's very difficult to actually acquire a new bicycle. I managed to get a second-hand bike, which was slightly big for me. It was a road bike. Cycle for like 3 rides, and it's time for me to go back for my overseas work.
Right. So then you decided to, or was there another road bike that you got? This is not your first road bike, right?
No.
Okay. So which was the first road bike that you got?
The first road bike I got was a S-Works Amira, and then following that, So I was looking for a second road bike because I think that one road bike is not enough. So I went and started searching all the different brands to see, to find one frame that is suitable, the geometry is suitable for my build. So I guess it's only Specialized that has the right geometry for me. And I tried the Specialized and the S-Works.
For the Aethos?
In general.
Okay.
In fact, I tried a tarmac, and then I find that it wasn't stiff enough. That's why I settled for S-Works, which is the same with the Amira. I settled for S-Works. And then following that, my husband acquired a titanium bike, and I was like, titanium can last me a lifetime. And I went out there and custom made a titanium bike with a geometry suited for my height.
Your husband is behind the camera. You will get him on the next time. Actually, he asked me to try out his bike. So he also has an S-Works Aethos, and right off the bat, when I got on the bike, I realized that the acceleration was really there. Like, because it's such a light bike. Compared to my bike, it's very heavy. So when I just trying to pedal up the deck, well, I could feel the reaction was really there, right?
Yes.
So what was the reason behind the Aethos? I mean, you said that you tried Specialized, S-Works. Were there other brands that you were looking at, or?
Honestly, it's kind of difficult to get a bike that you can test right. So before I buy the Aethos, I was toying with the idea of getting a Pinarello. But then everybody is telling me that Pina is a very stiff bike, and I think about my age. I tell myself that no, I don't think, even though I would want to do it, but I don't think I can endure riding on a Pina for too long. Yeah, so that's why I thought, I read about Aethos, and it says that it's a bike that is good for climb, good for flats, and very friendly and true to what they write. It's a very beautiful bike. Very, very comfortable.
Right. You did not buy this bike locally here in Singapore?
No.
You got it from Shanghai?
Yeah, I got it from Shanghai because I was working there at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you transported it back. How was it like transporting it back? Do you have a bike bag or?
No, I don't have the bag. I actually get them to pack it in a carton and flew with us actually. I pay excess baggage charges. All the bikes, yeah.
Let's move on to the bike. So you are you stand at 1.54 meters,
right.
And this is a size 49.
Correct.
And size 49 is the smallest that the S-Works Aethos comes in.
Exactly.
Did you go for a bike fit, or I mean, you just went out for the smaller size?
No. When I had my Amira, I went for a bike fit. So you can see the seat height and the seat position, even the stem and everything. Yeah, they all have been fitted. So based on the fitting, I asked my mechanic whether I showed him the geometry. In fact, he's the owner of the shop. I showed him the geometry, and he thinks that 49 is suitable for me. It will be good for me because basically I have a long torso, short legs.
Most females are generally like that, right? And this color, what kind of color is this? Is it like raw carbon or?
I would say, it's raw carbon, and under certain lighting conditions, sometimes it's turned purple, sometimes it turns like a bronze rusty color. So that's why it's very interesting.
And it's very stealthy because you were pointing out to me that you were asking me where is the Aethos logo, and I thought it was somewhere here, but it's not. It's actually here at the fork. The S-Works Aethos logo, right? Is it anywhere else printed, or is it just only at the fork?
Only at the fork. It's very low profile. You don't even see the S-Works branding. It's actually on the top tube.
But whereas on your husband's bike, it's actually on the head tube.
Right.
Is it? And you were telling me it's because of different paint schemes will have it at different positions, right?
Yeah, different paint schemes come. The positioning is different on different position on the bike. Yeah.
Okay. And you built this up with a Ultegra Di2 11 speed.
Dura Ace.
Dura Ace Di2 11 speed, and you have a rotor L-Do oval chainring.
Right.
What is the reason behind this chainring?
What's the reason behind the chainring? One day my mechanic said, "Hey, you want to try an oval ring?" I said, "Yeah, okay." So after having fitted it on my Amira, I find that sometimes we do climbs, not your really big climbs. And I find that I'm overtaking my husband. That's why. So from then on, I tell myself that every bike that I acquire must have a key ring.
Okay. Do you know what is the length of this arm?
165.
Okay. Have you ever considered going shorter?
The bike fit says I should go for 165, but recently I feel that maybe I can even try a 160.
Yeah. Then you can raise the height a little bit.
Yeah.
What else should we talk about? The wheels, these are NVSES 3.4.
Right.
What do you know? What hubs are these? Are these NV hubs?
NV hubs.
Okay. What is the reason behind NVSES? Why this one?
My mechanic asked me to go on the specialized wheel, but then I read and I find that I went online to do my research, and I find that NV is still one of the most reliable wheels
And it's
in
the wheels
market.
that are not made in China. They're actually made in the US.
Yeah, made in the US. Yeah.
So far, so good.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also have a Roaming Evo Pro Mimic saddle. Very wide saddle. Oh, was this also
bump.
recommended?
Yeah. It's actually from a mechanic.
Okay, but why
my
this-
fitting? Yeah.
And is the Mimic women specific saddle?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, Mimic is a specialized women-specific saddle because the center part here is soft. So yeah,
So it's comfortable for you.
comfortable for women. I actually tried a short reach, but then I find that it's very uncomfortable. So
Right.
yeah, this is okay. The long nose is okay.
Okay, and you have time. These are time espresso pedals. Very
Right.
rare people use time pedals. Is there a reason why you went for time
Oh,
pedals?
when we wanted to go on clipless, the bike shop recommend that we use time because first and foremost it's light. Secondly, it's easy to clip and unclip. So yeah, it's actually very light, and it's true that it's easy to clip and unclip. But then even then, I fell a couple of times.
Okay. This bike is 6.8 kilos, very light because it's a climbing bike, right?
Right.
What is the price?
Close to 20,000 RMB, which is like if you divide by 5, that's the price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
No. Yeah, 20,000 RMB. Oh, sorry, 100,000 RMB. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's about 20,000 Sing dollars,
About 20,000 Sing, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's a ceramic speed OSPW. Why the ceramic speed OSPW? And does it make a difference?
First and foremost, it looks nice. Everybody has it. Why not try it? Makes a difference. I don't think it makes any difference to me. Maybe because I'm not good enough, but I honestly don't feel any difference.
Do you feel that it's smoother? The pedaling is smoother? No,
Not much difference. I mean, I only have it on this bike. The other two bikes don't have this OSPW. I don't find there's any difference, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the dislikes of this bike? Any dislikes?
None.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Will you be upgrading the bike? Or are you looking at other bikes? Other bikes in mind?
At the moment, I'm not looking at other bikes. Upgrading, I mean, come on, which cyclist don't upgrade? New toy you want to try, yeah.
So what is the next toy?
Um,
Anything in mind?
maybe a power meter,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
another set of wheels to try.
Okay.
Actually, the handlebar is not what I want, but because when I was building the bike, they don't have the handlebar that I want, which is from Specialized, S-Works handlebar. So because you see there is a 38 inches, yeah, so it's kind of difficult to find.
Okay.
So I settled with FSA.
Okay. So you
Not
want
my
the
first
specialized
choice.
ones?
Yeah, not my first choice.
So you said you and your husband ride bikes. Do your kids ride bikes?
No, only my son. But then it's like he ride to the gym and ride home. That's it.
Are they afraid that you are taking cycling very seriously?
They know that whenever we pick up any sports, we'll go crazy over it. So they are used to it already. But they do worry for our safety. So each time when we leave the door, I say, ride carefully, look out for traffic.
Yeah. Okay. We will go on to the Instagram questions. If you guys want to ask your IG questions, you can follow me on Instagram and you get the chance to submit your questions. So the first question, is this the most comfortable bike that you have ever owned?
I would say yes. Out of the bikes that I have, I would say this is the most comfortable. Most comfortable because it's very easy to ride and the geometry suits me very well. So I love it, yeah.
Is it worth 20,000 Sing dollars?
To me, yes.
What is your advice to, let's say, seniors or people who are of their elder age who wants to get into the sport? What is your tip and advice for them, and how do they select a bike?
Okay, a bike doesn't need to be expensive to be good, okay? And select a bike that's suitable for your height. And go for reliable brands, because think about it, you're putting your life on two wheels. You have not like a car where you have metal protecting you. So don't go for knockoff and all that. Go for reliable brand. Make sure that the bike is reliable, is safe. That's my very big advice because I see a lot of people riding knockoff and a lot of ladies riding frames that are way too big for them.
Yeah. So is your advice that everyone should go for a bike fit? Is bike fit necessary?
To me, bike fit is very, very necessary. Yeah, I benefited a lot from my bike fit.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get comfortable? Sorry, all these are all my personal questions.
Okay, sure.
how did you get comfortable riding on the road alongside a lot of cars? Were there someone that you followed or someone in a big pack? How was it like?
Oh, we were very privileged because in Shanghai we have a dedicated bicycle lane bicycle lane because it's shared between the 电动车 and bicycle. So that is how I started with started to ride on the road. So with that experience, when I come back to Singapore, riding on the road is quite easy for me.
Are the roads in Shanghai wider, or how's the traffic like there compared to Singapore? How's it riding there compared to here?
Well, if you're riding on a bicycle dedicated lane, sometimes it can be very, very dangerous because the delivery guys are in their 电动车 and they can be speeding, but they can be looking at their phone. So sometimes when they receive an order, they can just stop their vehicle there and then.
Right.
So you have to be always on the lookout. And also in Shanghai motorists, when they're coming out into a main road, from a minor to a major, they basically do not have to give way to vehicle on a major road. So that to a cyclist is quite dangerous. So we are always on the lookout, preempt what they're going to do next.
So is cycling in Singapore more safer? Will you say that? Or just about the same?
Singapore road actually is not very bicycle friendly because if you think about it, you cycle towards the left, you find that the road is extremely uneven.
Have you had any very bad incidences while cycling on the road?
Singapore?
Singapore or Shanghai.
I would say no because I first and foremost I don't cycle very, very, very fast like your 30-40 km, and secondly I'm always on the lookout. Yeah.
Why did you not get the tarmac version instead? Why the Aethos?
Tarmac because the geometry is not, I can't fit into the geometry. The standover is way too high for me.
You tried the 49 tarmac.
Yeah.
It's much more, the standover.
The standover, the top tube is higher.
Have you considered of going a more custom bike so that they can make a frame specifically for your
My titanium is a custom bike.
Oh, you have a titanium bike?
Yeah, I have
Which
a
one
titanium
is it?
bike. It's a China brand called Cirque Titanium. They are based off in Beijing, and the owner is an Australian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that frame is made specific to you?
That one is customized, yeah.
Okay. Do you find that much more comfortable compared to this? Just in terms of geometry, because that's a specific made for you.
The only difference is the top tube is lower. Other than that, I would say both are equally
about the same?
comfortable. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Do you think this bike is too big for you? So let's say if Specialized is one size smaller, would that fit you better?
No, I think this is the ideal size. I tried a 44, the Specialized 44. I think it was a Tarmac SL6. The reach is too short. And basically I think I don't feel very comfortable with a 44.
What is the length of the stem here? Is it 100 or 90?
100.
100? Okay.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the S-Works Aethos versus the Pro Aethos? And what other different models are there for the Aethos?
The Aethos, you have the Specialized, like you say, the Pro Aethos, and this S-Work. So the difference is in the carbon, the carbon that they use. This is a Fact 12 carbon. That I think is a Fact 11 carbon.
I think it's Fact 10.
10. Yeah.
Okay.
2 grades down.
Do you know what is the price difference?
This frame is about 8,000 odd Sing dollars. That one I think is half price. Yeah? I think it's about 4,000 odd.
About half.
Yeah, about half price. Yeah, more than half or about half.
Okay.
Yeah. And also this one, you have to ride to know this is so much stiffer and more responsive compared to the other one. The other one is very sluggish.
Do you think this is a nice bike? Because, no offense, just my personal opinion,
sure.
right? Because I have to give it credit that it's one of the lightest frames, but the tubing, because it's very normal looking tubing,
right.
It's just rounded normal, nothing very great about it. What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, I agree with you because all those aero bike they look very garang. This one is like your 双喜 bike, very basic design.
Okay. But the Pinarello, on the other hand, you said you were looking at it. It is like the complete polar opposite, right? It is so bendy here and there.
Right.
You like that kind of look also?
Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I like aero bike. I like the Pina look. I like the your SL, your Trek, and all that. But because of my height,
Yeah, and it might be too aggressive and too not suitable for
I'm
riding
quite game
also.
to try, but because of my height, it's kind of difficult to find a small frame. And I know Pina goes all the way down to size 42 or something like
really?
that. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's
If
very
I'm not
small.
mistaken, I think they start 42, 46 or something like that. But then because I don't have a test bike that I can ride, so I settled with this one instead. Yeah. And also, I'm thinking long term. At my age, I cannot afford nasty falls anymore.
Okay, the person says no questions on your bike,
Yeah.
but please include the info on the rider's kit. What kind of helmet do you wear? What kind of jerseys? I'm interested to know.
I have a couple of helmets. Today I bring the gyro.
Okay.
I have two of these. I have one. What's that brand? Trek.
Bontrager, the track one, right?
Yeah. And then I have Specialized as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know which Specialized model that one?
Can't remember. About 1,000 or RMB.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I have a couple. So in terms of kit, I'm not choosy. So bibs I am. So I have Aethos. I'm not trying the PNS because I think the price is crazy. Basically mine comprise mostly of Aethos and Castelli.
Castelli are really good bibs.
Castelli bibs, yeah.
I have one of the Castelli bibs. I bought it off Chain Reaction Cycle. It was on usually year-end sale, very cheap, right? I got it was so good that I bought 3 more.
Yeah, I like it.
at home.
Yeah. I started with Castelli, then after that they say Aethos is good because the padding is supposed to be fantastic. So I went on to buy that. And in terms of jersey, because we are in China, there's not much jersey you can buy. So a lot of it are local brands and Castelli as well, because Castelli is quite aggressive in China.
What kind of bikes do people in China ride? Road bikes?
Ooh, all kinds. In Shanghai, there are a few shops that are very aggressive with their marketing. So you have your Cervelo, your Conago. Specialized is the most common. S-Work is very common. Trek also very common because Trek make a foothold in China very early. And also Pina. Pina is very... And then now a lot of like Factors. What's the other brand that is German? What's the other?
Canyon.
Canyon, and Canyon is less common, and Giant of course, because Giant is
Taiwanese brand, right? This might sound like a very silly question. Most bikes are made out of Taiwan and probably China, a few countries in China. Do you think the bike prices are a little bit cheaper there compared to other countries because of shipping or whatever? Is there actually a price difference or no?
No.
Okay.
Actually, did this made in Taiwan?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Design US, made in Taiwan. Nowadays you don't have anything except maybe Canyon is still made in Germany.
Yeah. Why aren't Chinese brands popular over there? Like for example, Windspace or the Chinese knockoff.
Still very
brands?
popular.
Okay.
Of course, it depends on the
which part of China, right?
And also the class of cyclists. There are those crazy ones who are willing to splurge, and then of course those that feel that 5,000 RMB is like wow, a lot of money to pay for a bike.
Yeah.
So Windspace is very aggressive in China now. They do a lot of road show and all that, and I think it's getting popular here as well. The hyper
Correct.
wheels. Yeah.
I've done a couple. Everybody's hypers are value for money, I would say.
I tried. My husband has a set of hypers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
It's not. It doesn't roll. He claims that it rolls very well, but I feel that when they accelerate, there's still some resistance compared to this one.
I mean, there must be a reason why these are so much more expensive compared to those kind of wheels. The next question is the front derailleur shifting. How is the performance like in terms of shifting once you've changed to the oval chainring compared to the normal chainring? Do you feel there's any difference, any lag, or it's the same?
I would say there's no lag. It's still very responsive. Yeah, the oval basically it's not a hindrance. I find that like you climb, it's quite easy. I mean, less effort. But when you're going on very high cadence, then I think this is a hindrance already because it doesn't catch up. Okay. You can't catch up at certain points, so you have this tiak sound. So yeah.
The next question on the oval chainring then is it necessary in Singapore? Do you need it?
I don't know. I haven't cycled a lot in Singapore because I just came back in January and I've not been to. Well, one of my goals is to go to Mount Faber. Maybe after Mount Faber trip, I can tell you.
Okay. Last question is: are you looking for a godson? So you can buy another bike.
It depends, right? Are we looking for a godson? If it's if he can look after me for the rest of my life, maybe I'll consider. I knew this question would be asked.
Any last things you would like to mention to anyone who is watching? If not, I think we are pretty much done.
No, just that I encourage more ladies to cycle, and like I said earlier, I encourage more seniors. You don't have to start late like me, while they are in your 40s. Please come out to cycle because it's really a very good sport. It won't hurt your knees, unlike when you jog and you do any strenuous exercise. Cycling is very non-invasive, seriously. It won't hurt your knees at all because I used to jog and my knee hurts, but when I cycle it's perfectly fine.
But I think you are very brave to pick up cycling at this age because I think it can be very scary, right? To suddenly pick up cycling and ride on the roads and next to cars. Usually it's something that my mom would tell me don't do it. Don't go pick up cycling, but you are the complete opposite. You went for it for yourself, right?
Yeah, when my husband first picked up, I always each time he walked out of the door, I was like, will he be killed by a vehicle? But now that I'm into it, I find that I believe it's just respect for motorists as well. So you respect each other, they will know how to give way to you, and then you know when it's safe. And always keep a lookout. Don't just follow the person in front. Look at what is ahead of you, how is the road condition, and don't take it for granted that when motorists or cars coming up from minor road, they're supposed to minor road supposed to be way to major road. Not necessarily. Everybody have their emotions and everything, So you just have to keep a lookout.
Yeah.
Be cautious. I think quite safe. Singapore road.
Yeah.
Should be okay. Yeah.
Nancy, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best with cycling. Maybe next time
Thank you.
we will see you with another bike, maybe aero bike. That is the end of the interview, guys. If you want to feature your bike with me, just DM me on Instagram, follow me on all my social media. These replays are available on Spotify. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
There's no going back. You stepped across the fire.